Have you ever wondered what it feels like not to have a roof over your head, moving from one house to the next, and at the mercy of your next landlord? The story you're about to hear is exactly the experience of a young lady who came to Abuja and had nowhere to sleep. Let's take a listen, and I hope you will be inspired.
Okay, I got a job here in Abuja, so I needed to relocate from Lagos to Abuja. And when I came into Abuja, I had to stay with a friend, a family friend. You know, I stayed with them for a while, but they were at a point they were not so comfortable for visitors to stay with them. So I had to move to stay with some other family friend, and she was a single lady. You know, when I packed in to stay with her, she actually didn't have a job at that point, and I didn't have an accommodation at that point. But at a point, she became so fed up staying. You know, she was just feeling so bad that I was working and she's not working, and it's going to look as if I'm the one sponsoring everything in the house and she's not doing anything while she's there. So she doesn't want that. And so one day she just came up to me that it's not as if you did anything to me, but I just don't want us to stay because people will start thinking that you are the one feeding me. At that point, I just started my job. It wasn't even up to 1 year. So really I've not saved money. And you know this Abuja house thing. When I heard the amount you have to pay for getting an accommodation in Abuja, I wasn't thinking about it because I've never been to Abuja before. This is my first. So hearing that kind of price, I wasn't even thinking about going to get a place. I was thinking, oh, should I go back to Lagos or should I still be here? So there was this friend we served together, and she was living with her husband here. But they were living in a village at that point called Waokwe. And at that point, they now told me that, well, I want to stay with them since I don't have a place to stay now. And that was how I moved to Waokwe.
Marian determined in her heart that her back would not put her on the ground. She had focus as to where she was heading. She knew that the hardship was only for a while, and listening to words of wisdom from our senior pastors kept her encouraged and grounded.
This is where I stayed, and when I got to this place, one of the things I had in my mind that period was that time was it is not a place that makes a king, but it is a king that makes a place. You know, till you take a king away from his palace, that place wouldn't be a palace any longer. So I had that mindset that this is not all there is about me, but I know that this is just the process at that time. And staying here, it wasn't a sweet experience because there was no toilet, there was no light, you know, there was not even tap to get water. We have to take, you know, carry buckets down to get water to take our baths. During dry season, we don't used to have water. So we have to go around this village to make sure we get water to take our bath. Sometimes you won't get water, you get moldy water, you have to put alum to make sure it gets clean. You have to go on time, put alum so that it gets clean and you can use it to bath, because we usually don't even get good water here. It's moldy water. Going to toilet, there wasn't toilet in this place. We have to use nylon and popo inside and throw it away because there was no toilet. And I want to take my bath. I have to use my wrapper to cover that place to take my bath. And this I did for 2 years, staying in this place. That was what I did every day.
It was tough, but she persevered. She maintained a positive disposition. She saw where she was going, and it didn't matter that where she was didn't look like it. Marian was faced with challenges and circumstances that were not favorable, but church wasn't the first place she withdrew from. She kept coming and her strength was renewed.
And one thing I also knew, that it was just a process. I had it in my mind that it was a process. So because I knew it was a process, I didn't start telling the whole people that, oh, this is all I'm going through. I knew that I will go through this and I'll come out of it.
My elder brother used to ask her for money, and we don't know what she has been going through in this Abuja here. My elder brother will call, please send me money for school, this and that. I want to do one or two things in school. But we at home, we didn't even know what she has been going through in this Abuja, the kind of place she was staying, no lights, nothing, no place to take her bath. As in, She was facing, she has gone through a lot of things. I just want to thank God for her life.
I didn't want to tell my parents what is happening or where I am. I just knew that I was going somewhere. There was this thing that because every time I come to church, when pastor preached the word, I just knew that I was going somewhere. So it wasn't about the place. I wasn't feeling uncomfortable staying in the place because I know I would always come to church on Sunday. I'll come to church on Tuesday. Then I wasn't even a worker at that point. It was in between. I started my worker class when I started staying here. Staying in that village wasn't funny because going to church from there, the distance from there. I work in Silverbed. From Silverbed, you have to get to, it's in Airport Road. You have to get to Lugbe. I know so many people would know where I'm talking about. You move from Lugbe to Akko. From Akko is the next state, and from there you have to take a bike. Taking a bike from that place is like 115 naira. So you can see how far that place is. It's a village it's inside Akko. So that's where I come from. I used to go every day from work. I close from work by 8 o'clock, and I'll have to get to that place. When I close from work by 8 o'clock, getting home, sometimes I get to the house after 10. So there's something interesting I used to remember. And there's this bike guy that used to carry me. I used to tell him those times that, see, I go live for Mitama. And he said, Auntie Mary, I go live for Mitama. I said, yes, I go live there. And he will also say, me too, God go bless me too. I said, God go bless all of us too.
My name is Meshach. I stay in Bope village. I'm one of Okada that used to carry Marian before here in Bope. Where she was working before, she used to close late. And when we stayed, she used to tell me that one day she will live in Metama. And since that time, I know come they see her again.
I didn't know that God heard that singular word I said that day. He crowned it for me. I didn't know he was looking, he had me in mind. At that point, it wasn't interesting at the point again staying in that place, and I wanted to relocate back to Lagos. That week was my birthday, and I said, I want to go see pastor to pray for me for my birthday. I wanted to just tell him everything that was wrong with me. I wanted to tell him all of my challenges. I wanted to tell him what I've been going through. I wanted to tell him everything was not just right. But when I got there, I didn't know what to say. I didn't just know what to say. But all I could just tell pastor that day that, Pastor, tomorrow is my birthday. That was 12th of December. And I was talking to pastor at that time, like a Sunday before my birthday. And he said, what do you want? What do you want? And I said, sir, I just want God to take care of my accommodation, my job, everything. God should just sort me out. That day he preached a message, and he was emphasizing on how God helped him when he was in Ilori concerning his accommodation that period. And he said, just like God, just like he helped me, that is the way God will sort you out. Just go and come back with testimony. And that was all he said to me. And that week, we were about employing someone in our office. And we're trying to review, okay, how much are we going to pay this person? And all of a sudden, my boss just turned to me and said, Marian, where do you even live? Where do you stay? I told her where I stayed. I stay in Akko, in a village. I was like, okay, so how much do you spend every day to work? I told her. And she said, that means at the end of the month, you don't earn anything. And I said, and you're still working? And I said, yes, but I have to work. And she said, okay. She didn't say anything. And that same week, 2 days later, she called me and she said, Marian, would you like to stay in my house in Mitama? I was like, for me, it was like a dream, as in Mitama, like Mitama, I first of all, like, yes, ma. Okay, I'm going to fix the place and you can stay in my house. At least that would ease your transport fare. It will ease so many things. And at least at the end of the month, you can enjoy your salary. I was like, ma, thank you. Thank you so much. I was so excited. I was so happy. January 2012 was when I moved into Mitama. That very first day. And when I came into the house, it was mind-blowing. I thought I would start buying so many things like gas, like fridge, like when I got into the house, I didn't know she has fixed everything up to the water I would drink. The gas, the fridge, the bed, the chairs, plates, pots. I mean, everything. Even the towel I would use. I just came there with just my bag. I was blown away. I've never seen that kind of thing in my life. I've never seen that kind of favor in my life. One of the things the Holy Spirit reminded me at that point was that, did you remember those times in Baokpe when you say you live in Mitama? And I pinched myself. Is this the Mitama we are talking about that I'm living now? I mean, I burst into tears at that day because I didn't know that God will honor me this way. God blessed me with an amazing boss. God used them to bless me. And through my staying here in Mita, I live with them. They have taken care of everything. Even sometimes, do you know, they will ask me, do you have gas in your house? They pay the electric bills, everything, they pay for it.
If God could bring Marian from Guape to Maitama, he can and he will do it for you. Ephesians 3:20 tells us that God is able to do for us exceedingly abundantly, above all that we can think or imagine, even according to his power that is at work in us.
I want to say a biggest thanks to Pastor Biedu and Pastor Modele. Pastor, there are some people you don't even know. You are my role model. Thank you for teaching me the word, because if not for your teachings I used to hear every day, maybe I would have just given up. Thank you. Thank you for being my man of God. And to Mommy D, you are just a mother. Thank you for those encouragement. Thank you for giving us the real word. Thank you so much. And I love you so much, Ma. God bless you, Ma.